Hi, I'm Mr. Parker and this is question 2 on the OCR Core 2 paper from June 2007. For more questions from this paper, click the link here to load the playlist. In question 2, we need to expand x plus 2 over x in a bracket to the power 4 completely, simplifying the terms. This is a binomial theorem question, and the binomial theorem is given in the formula book. It's this big long thing here, and it tells us how to find the values of n r using this formula. However, we don't really need this part, as we can use the choose button on our calculator to work out these values in this bracket. So let's use this formula then to expand this bracket. The power of n, in our case, that's going to be 4 because that's our power outside the bracket. Our first term here, a, in our example is going to be x, and the b in our example is 2 over x. So wherever we see an a, we're going to replace it with x. Wherever we see an n, we're going to replace it by 4. And whenever we see a b, we're going to replace it by 2 over x. So we've got x plus 2 over x to the power 4. And we're going to have a to the n. So that becomes x to the power 4. Plus, in this bracket, instead of n1, we're going to get 4, 1 in the bracket. We're going to reduce this power by 1 for the next term, so we're going to get x cubed, and this time we've got b, which is 2 over x. In our third term, we've got n2, that becomes 4, 2. We get x squared, the power of x is going down each time. We get 2 over x squared this time. Be careful to put it in a bracket because you're squaring the 2 as well as the x here. The next term we're going to have 4, 3, and we're going to have x to the power of 1, which is just x, and 2 over x cubed. And the final term is just b to the power of n, so that's going to be 2 over x to the power of 4. So we're going to simplify this expression now using our calculator. Before we get started though, make sure you can find the choose button on your calculator. It usually looks something like this. You're looking for this kind of button. It's often a second function button. You normally have to press shift to get to it. So we will get x to the power 4. This bracket here means 4 choose 1. To get that on our calculator, we're going to press 4. The choose button for my calculator is just above the divide button, so I'm going to press shift, divide, and it should say 4C1 or something similar on your calculator. If I press equals, that gives me 4. So this is going to become plus 4 times x cubed times 2 over x. For the next one, same thing again, we'll do 4 choose 2. That gives us 6. So we're going to get 6x squared. Here's where we have to be careful, because we have to square the 2 and get 4 as well as squaring the x squared. That's the most common mistake in these style of questions. For the next one, we're going to do 4 choose 3. And that gives us 4. We're going to get x. This time we need to cube the 2, so that's going to give us 8 over x cubed. And we need to do the last term as well. 2 to the power 4 is 16 over x to the power of 4. We can still simplify this a bit further. We'll leave the x to the power of 4 as it is. We've got 4 times 2 here, so that gives us 8. And we've got x cubed divided by x, which gives us x squared. Here we've got 6 times 4, which is 24. And we've got x squared divided by x squared, so that just stays as 24. For the next term, we've got 4 times 8, which is 32, and we've got x divided by x cubed, which is x squared, so 32 over x squared, and the last one can stay as it is, 16 over x to the power 4. So that's fully simplified now. That's our final answer.